Hello everyone, so in this tutorial I want to show you how you can use parameters on dashboards to give your user a possibility to change the data that he looks at. So I have various examples that I can show you. For example, here is one. This is just one of the dashboards that are in the templates folder of EMP that you can import as an example to look at and investigate how it works. So when you go here on the edit button, so you have here this params section. When you open that, then you see you can define here various kinds of parameters. So in this case, I just have two select boxes. When I open here, you see you have various possibilities for parameters. So you can have just text input or a text area, defined selects, what I have back here, booleans, numbers, the ID of the dashboard, like of this specific dashboard here. You can have a list of chart types, whole chart settings, or you can also have a select that is filled with the results of a query. Okay, so here I just define a group by and a sort by with hard-coded values here. And now I basically can select this and this table will be updated. So currently we do a group by first name, and I can say first name and last name. So currently we have 51 results. We only have a column first name and then we have the statistics. When I update this, everything is sorted by first name. Perfect. We have now also a last name column and we have 3,200 items. So the statistics are done by first name and last name and sorted by first name. Now down here is another example. So both of these are results from a query, and we just insert the values here with the group by and with the sort by with placeholders in this case. So we just say $, parameter name, $, and then the string that is selected here for the value will be inserted directly here. That's one way how you can insert your parameters. Same here, except that we show the whole thing as a status map, and this can be very interesting. For example, if we change this to average, then we see kind of the distribution that we get from the for the deviation. So you can also have maximum, then you see the majority of the deviation will be down here, or you can press minimum and then you see the heat map basically changes. So that's one example. Another example would be here. I think here I also just hard code the values exactly, and here you can also, like if you have the statistics, you can actually just give whole how do I say it? You can give the whole query, like you can insert a part of a query into your query by defining it here. So not sure if I actually use that. No, I'm actually not using that, but should be possible. Yeah, so here as well you get a statistical matrix, in this case by item and class and box size, and you can change, for example, okay, good, I want to have statistics for price instead of count. I want the column here to be the item, and I want the group by what is here by box size. So I update it, and I see for box size cherry, the average price is about 3 whatevers. Yeah, so this is kind of the things you can do with parameters. You can also go and do charting and other statistics and so on. Let me see, do I have yeah, so here I have a parameter that is a query select, and this one is grabbing data from the EMP database, and we just select the category and the name for the statistical entities. So when I execute this, my value will be the category and the entity separated by some strange separator, and the label for that, what the customer will see, the user of the dashboard, will be a little bit more readable. So here I just separate the two with a column. And this is basically, when we go here, so you see this whole list is filled up with these values, and I can also filter this, say let's loads not cached, and I update this, and I basically get the statistics for the widget loads that are not cached. Good, so let's make an example. Somewhere I have another one. Exactly. So if you want to test parameters, you can also just use a simple widget text, and then you can just insert your parameters into the text box. Oh, this one I actually use the HTML, but doesn't matter. Yeah, so if I update the parameters here, say 104, sort by last name, then you see, oh, the sort by is not even in here, but you see that these are updated here in this widget. Yeah, let's go and make a new dashboard. Create dashboard, params tutorial. Params tutorial. And let's add a widget, query result widget. And let's just get some source random records equals 10. Save. Good. So now, or let's say 1000, that's probably better for the example. Now let's say I want to filter this, and by, let's say, the first name. So what I can do, let's assume we get this data from a database. So I want to get my data from a database. So I use the query select and I call this first name and source random. So I get my first names, and let's just assume this source will be taken from a database. Now I just want to keep the first name. So for this one, I can basically give two columns. One is the actual value, and the second one is the label. So I can, for example, say set label. And it doesn't matter what the names of these columns are. It's just the first column will be used as the value of the select, and the second one will be used as the label. So let's just say first name plus so we do the label like this, just to have a little bit of a difference. Good. Save. Now we have a parameter. Now how to add this one to a dashboard? We go to advanced widgets and we have here the parameters widget. So, and here we basically can select our parameters by name. So parameter is first name, so we add this one here, we save, and now we can change this parameter to whatever we like. But currently it will not affect this one because we don't have any filtering yet. But we can change this, so let's add filter. First name equals $first name. Good, and now you see our list is sorted by the first name. This works perfectly. Now another thing with the query language, this only works when you are using the query language. This doesn't work with other widgets where you can also insert these parameters. Here you can set param defaults. So you can say first name equals, let's say you don't want to filter by default, you just want to show an empty list. Then it just gives something like nothing selected. So currently it's selected here, but this would be the default. Now to use the parameters like this, you can you have to use the params function, and you just basically give the name of the parameter that you want to use. So this one is now also using the selected first name. And here you can also give your default value. So for example, nothing selected. You don't really need to use that one. And yeah. Another thing, so now you can as well here say, for example, if nothing is selected, you don't want to filter at all. You can say, give me the parameter, and if the parameter is not defined, then we say it's null. And if parameter is null, then just return true. So everything will be there. And if if we go here and say we take the, we want to actually check the parameter. So at this point we always have a parameter because we already checked up here. So we do actually this check. Let's see if this works. Opening missing matching. Okay, good. So here is one missing. Only binary expressions allowed. Okay, this one returns true, so we have to say true equals true. Save. Now it works. Good. So now we are filtering by this one. Perfect. Now another thing, you can actually set these parameters using the URL. So you see all these parameters here will be added to the URL. Now what you, for example, can do is here define your URLs. Format, you can say format link, and we want to have a link on the first name. So first name has a link that is this link with the first name. Execute. Don't have a result. Now you have a result. So now you basically should be able to click on the first name to filter, to update the filters. So now I cannot unfilter that. That's another thing. What do you do if you want to provide your user with an empty option? In this case, you can just say you want to have a source empty with the first name equals empty. The first name, first value is null. Excuse me, I have to use a set here, like this. So we have an empty record. We set this one to basically being empty, like an empty name. So the first thing that we get here is empty label. Let's remove that. Don't need that at all, actually. Good, save. And now let's see if we select this one. Exactly, now our if is working. So this one checks, is it defined? If not, null. So it will not filter at all, or else it will filter. So now we should be able, if I would have saved it, I didn't save it, so let me do that again. Format link, and on first name we want to have a link with first name. Execute. Perfect. Save. And now if I click here for Selene, the URL will be updated, the dashboard will be updated, and we get the filter updated as well. So this is like one nice thing that you can use to help your dashboard user to just filter the dashboard more quickly. If they see something in a row that they want to filter by, then they can just click through it. And this also works with multiple filters. Like we can also go now here and say query select. We say we want to have as well the last name. Go here, put that in here, last name, save, and now we take the last name, oh, excuse me, I have to copy that as well, and yeah, that looks good. Let's put that here as well, last name, save. Let's go with this one. So we want to have an and true, and now we can go here with last name. And we also want to have a link on the last name with the filter last name exactly. So now here I don't have to give on both URLs both the parameters, because what the dashboard will do is it will load the last selected values. So if I have already filtered by the first name, then it will keep the filter for the first name, and then if I use the add the last name, so this will just be added even if the first name is not in the URL, it still will be filtered by it. So let's see if this works. So let's reset this, and we want to filter by Danielson. That works. And now we also want to filter by Selene. So we don't get anything because we don't have so many records. Let's put that to 10,000. Good, save. And yeah, no filtering. Let's try. How high is the chances? Let's do 50,000. Last name. That should actually work, hopefully. Yeah, but you get the concept. I think I have an issue with the records actually hitting the this combination here. Yeah. Interesting. I only get 2. Yeah. Whatever. So you see, I have an issue with the amount of data, but basically this would be the way how you can filter by multiple values, giving your users a way to update the parameters with links. And I would say that's it for this tutorial. Got a little bit longer. I went a little bit into more detail because it is a very powerful feature, these parameters of the dashboard. And I wish you a lot of fun creating some dynamic dashboards for your users.